Welcome back, everyone, to the Sam and Cam podcast. I'm Cam, and of course, I'm joined with my co-host, Sam.
What's going on, fellas?
And today we're going to be talking about the NHL, NBA, and MLB, as usual. Sam, start us off in the NHL once again.
First point we're talking about, the Sabres. We beat them, boys, 4-2. A very dominating game, 46 shots on goal. What do you got to say about that, Cammer?
You know, it was nice to see the Leafs finally, look decent. They did have 46 shots on goal, but it was against Philadelphia that they had 51. So it's almost like it's like two extremes at this point. It's either they play amazing and get you 46 or 51 shots on goal, or they play god-awful and get beat 6-2 by the Ottawa Senators. So it's nice to see them beat a team they should beat. And it was really nice to see Austin Matthews out there, actually. He looked somewhat back to himself, like normal out there. He was taking the puck away from players. He was the puck on his stick. It was almost like a stick was a magnet. It was really nice out there. It looked like the puck was following him wherever the puck was. If he was on the ice, he was going to be near that puck. And it's just a really good sign that he wasn't only being explosive with the puck on his stick, but he did seem to show a lot of effort on the defensive end and off the puck as well.
And that was a series sweep, too, against Buffalo. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't, actually. That's
all games they played against Buffalo this season. They
how many games?
Beat all of them. I don't know how many exactly, but
I think it was like 5 or 7, or I forget exactly.
They played against Buffalo that beat
5
them
straight wins or something against Buffalo or something like that, or 10 straight.
Beauty.
It's good.
So, you want to take us to the next point or what? You want me to get in here? All right, Sabres goalie Carter Hutton was a pretty solid game for him. The only reason that Sabres were in the game really whatsoever, if they were in the game.
Yeah, like Carter Hutton, he's an average goalie at best, to be honest. Like he's been a backup goalie for the most part of his career. But he has seemed to somewhat find a home in Buffalo. But like, yeah, he played really good. It was 1-0 Buffalo after the first period, but the Leafs did net 2 goals in the second.
He's not bad, though.
Pardon me?
911 save percentage. I don't know if that's good. You're a goalie, so you should know what that shit means.
Well, 911 is above average. Like, you look at league average, it's around 890. So, Anderson's a 918. The best goalie in the NHL, Andre Vasilevsky's he's a 930. Carey Price is a 916. And then, who's actually, like...
horrible.
It's not horrible, but I saw the stat today. Who's actually having a really good year? Ben Bishop for the Dallas Stars. He's only started 41 games, but he has a 932 save percentage and a 2.05 goals against average. If he started 60 games in the season,
idea what that means.
100. How do you not know what that means?
Because I'm not a goalie, I don't watch.
You don't even
need
need a goalie. You need to know what hockey is. Like,
I know what save percentage is, but I don't.
932. That means 93.2%
percent
of the shots he faces, he stops, and he allows just above 2 goals in a game.
Goalie.
So he's a solid goalie. But back to what I was talking about, Carter Hutton. He 911 save percentage, 2.88 goals against average. Yeah, not bad. But he did outperform those stats on the night. He had a 933 save percentage, but he did have a 3.05 goals against average because he did allow 4 goals. But promising by the Leafs on the offensive end. But just jumping right into the next point here, Garrett Sparks made comments after the Ottawa Senators game, the 6-2 loss, in which he started. Very rough game for him. He did not look good. He couldn't come up with stops at any time in the game. It just seemed like the Leafs would get multiple chances on who was in net that game. It was Anders Nilsson. It seemed they'd get multiple chances, and Anders Nilsson would come up huge, making the big saves, and then Ottawa would come down their first chance in like 5 minutes, and then Sparks would just let the goal in. So he came out after that game saying that the team needs to play at more emotion, basically. He didn't just single out the team. He said that he needs to play at more emotion as well. And then kind of Babcock kind of...
I rate how he did that.
Honestly, I don't know if I rate how he did that. Because you're a backup goalie.
But I'm not saying I rate the point that he comments saying that. I just rate how he didn't put it on them and not him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I rate that as well.
When the players do that, they usually do say like "me too," or else they kind of look like dicks. But
yeah,
I rate it otherwise.
And then Babcock came out in his interview after him, huh?
Beauty.
He's a beauty.
I love Babcock.
Yeah, he's a good coach. He came out after and basically said everyone needs to do their job. I don't know if it was meant as a jab towards Sparks, but he's like, Sparks, he has to stop the puck. And like, that's exactly what he said. I think he said Sparks, he has to stop the puck.
Which is true.
It's true. I don't know if it was a little bit of a shot at him. I don't know if it was a way of him saying that, he was out of line for saying what he said, or maybe we're just totally overthinking this, like typical Toronto Maple Leaf fans, and and looking to end things far too in depth. I think it might be the second thing.
You kind of sometimes have to be straight up, honestly.
That's their job.
Like, he's not there to put sugarcoat over anything. If he wants, he's there to build a team that can win the Stanley Cup in the end, especially Babcock.
Yes, he's a very.
He said that when he came to Leafs. He said, "I want to come to Leafs. I want to rebuild, and I want to get a Stanley Cup."
Yeah, he's a very good coach.
He came 2 years ago.
Might have been 3.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, it's better. He's a pretty straight up guy. He says in most interviews he's pretty straight up with shit.
He's a good coach,
which is what I rate. But moving next point, John Tavares and Austin Matthews both had a goal and an assist on the night. Matthews' 35th goal, and John Tavares continues his career with extending his career best of now 41 goals. What do you want to say about that, G? JT.
JT's a literal beauty, but like you look at Tavares, he's now played 74 games, 81 points, 41 goals, 40 assists.
5 under Marner.
5 under
Marner.
Marner.
Catch Marner? Do you think he'll become first on the team for points?
He'd have to get hot. I don't know.
Or Marner would have to get cold, one of the two.
It's possible. Yeah, you never know. I'd like to see them both succeed. How about them both just get a lot of points at the end of the season? That's what I'd like to see. But
well, let's say Marner's at 86, JT's at 81.
Yeah.
No one's coming near them. The next is Riley, which is 68. Hey, Matt's, he won't get near
If
them.
Matt's played a full season, he would be the number one.
That's the thing. Yeah, he was out games.
Yeah, but he's got 35 goals in 60 games compared to Tavares, who's having a career year in a career that he's already been very good. He's one of the better players in the NHL.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a career year in goal scoring for him. And Austin Matthews is sitting only 6 goals under him in 14 less games played. So a lot of people have said Austin has had a little bit of a down year.
Yeah, well,
I've been one of them.
Due to shit.
Pardon me?
He missed games also due to stuff.
Yeah, like I'm one of them that's somewhat thought he hasn't, like, it's not even just stats. His stats are down. Like,
just gameplay even.
It's just he hasn't looked great out there.
Yeah.
And that's just been all year, but he seems to be coming around at the right time, which I'm happy
Hopefully
for.
in the playoffs he comes around. That's when we need him most.
Yeah, exactly. And like talking about coming around in the playoffs, William Nylander is a huge name that I think will and I would love to see come around come playoff time. And last night was kind of cool for him and his bro, Alex Nylander. They got to face each other. However,
so good,
that's so sick though. Like,
yeah.
Their dad played in the NHL as well, so clearly it kind of runs in the genes there. It's a bunch of skill. It's a skilled family.
Bloodstream.
Pardon me?
It's in the bloodstream.
Oh yeah, runs in the family, man. And William Nylander. He got an assist on the night, but Alex Nylander did get a goal, so I guess you could say Alex did win the 1v1 battle between the two brothers, but Willie did win the game. So
in the end, it's the win, though. So
it's the win, yeah. Willie got an
won that
assist.
side.
I'm not exactly sure Willie got the assist on. Let me actually check that for you guys. Willie got the assist on Tavares' goal. It was Willie and Matthews on Tavares' goal. So
that must have been a power play.
I don't know.
No.
Oh yeah, it has to be.
Yeah,
it has to be a power play. Yeah, you're right. That has to be a power play.
Not that bad.
You're not that dumb.
All right. Next, or you want to keep talking a little bit about these guys?
No, nothing else to say about them. Move on.
Yeah. All right, next. Toronto will try to keep up the solid play against New York Rangers on Saturday, tomorrow. Last matchup between the two teams.
Nope, not tomorrow, bud. Today's Thursday.
Oh, yeah, today's Thursday. Sorry, I thought it was Friday. My fault.
You got excited for a sec.
Last matchup between the two teams. It was dominant 4-1 win for New York on February 10th, which is, last game they played against each other?
Yeah, last game they played each other. New York embarrassed them 4-1, and it almost seemed like at that time the Leafs were playing really well. But I'm not going to say it was this loss, but it seemed ever since like February 10th. Right now it's only March 21st, so that was a month and 10 days ago.
Yeah.
And you're looking at that's a 4-1 loss against a team that struggled all year, traded away Kevin Hayes, traded away Adam McQuaid. They got rid of some key pieces on their team. Matt Zuccarello, who got hurt in his first game on Dallas, which is awful, but clearly they were going in the other direction because they believed that they weren't going to win anything this year or in the future, which I totally agree with. And the Leafs got embarrassed 4-1. So it almost seems like around this time is when the Leafs' struggle started to happen. And, what would you like to see from them in this game? Like almost redemption in their mind, or
domination against them?
You have to dominate.
If you're losing 4-1, you at least got to come back and beat them 6-1. Get them by 2 goals or 1 goal, whatever it has to be. But hopefully they obviously come out with the win. It is tough losing 4-1 and then coming back to another team. Obviously they're probably going to come for revenge and want to come back and beat them. I would. I don't know if you would do that, but I would want to come back.
100%, I'd want to come for redemption.
That beat me 4-1. I'd be heated.
Well, actually, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I really wanted to touch on this. I just got the notification from the score. Nikita Kucherov, it's amazing year. You know this. He is an absolute gem. He just became the first player since 2007 to record 120 points in a season.
Good for you.
So
let's get a clap for that.
Yeah. Let's give him a little bit of a clap, boys. Let's give him a little bit of a
clap. Straight up, that's some savage shit.
He's awesome. 120 points.
He's gross.
The closest behind him is McDavid at 105, which is still gross.
Yeah. Straight up.
But there's actually a couple things I want to touch on about Kucherov.
And then we'll move on to our last point.
A pretty awesome stat is he has 82 assists.
Jeez.
82 assists would put him...
He's a goal scorer and a friggin' playmaker, though, that guy, man. That's why everyone wants him.
Bro, you take away his goal scoring, he's still 16th in the NHL in points. He's ahead of Tavares.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Bro, he is unbelievable.
That's what I'm saying, though. He can set people up and he can score. That's why he's
such a
literally
beauty. He's so good. So good.
Would you argue he's better than Stammer or no?
Yeah. It's hard to say because...
Stammer's done some crazy shit back in the day, though, too. Even now, still sometimes.
Well, you're looking at, and another thing I can touch on very quickly about the NHLPA player polls is Kucherov only received, I believe, it was 3.7 or 4.7% of the votes for the best forward in the NHL. I think McDavid received 65% plus. Oof. Now, you look at a guy who's leading the league by 15 points now in points and has been leading for pretty much the whole season. He came out strong and he hasn't slowed down all season. How can he not receive more than 3.7% or 4.7% of the votes? Now, what I view this as is he's a right winger. It's hard to build your team around a winger. You look at Ovechkin, he's very good, but he's a winger. That's why they never really said it was comparable to Crosby. You can never really compare a winger to a center.
Yeah.
So they're probably saying, oh, he's got Stamkos on his team. They're just comparing the team he has. So they're saying that that's the reason he's so good. It 100% helps when you have a guy like Steven Stamkos feeding you, but I think it was a little disrespectful.
He's still gross, even if he doesn't have that guy.
Yeah, I think it was a little disrespectful to kind of only give Cooch that much.
Bro, he's nasty.
He's torched the Leafs, so
yeah.
I can't question it.
No, he's a good player. But
quickly touching us on the NHLPA player polls, though, I actually did want to talk about this. Price was voted the best goalie. Do you agree with that?
No.
Yeah, I don't agree with that either. A lot of people were saying that was wrong of me to think that, but
he's still a beauty, though. Get it forward. But
he's a beauty, but you look at Vasilevsky, Frederik Andersen. Despite the recent struggles, you could still argue is the best goalie. Andre Vasilevsky, you're looking at the team in front of him. Yes, you could argue he has a very easy life with that team in front of him, but he's still a very good goalie. And the best defenseman was Victor Hedman, which I do 100% agree with.
Yeah, he's nice.
He's the best defenseman on by far the best team in the NHL. So I totally agree with that. But talk about the Nick Patan signing, Sam.
Well, Hedman's got
Oh, my bad. He wants to continue on Hedman.
Well, yeah. Well, now that you said it, I want to just kind of look up what he's got here.
He's not really a point player, though. You can't look at points. He's a lockdown big defenseman.
He does have good assist.
What's his assist at?
30, what is it? I just had it here. Hang on a second. 40 assists isn't horrible.
He's
obviously you can get better, but like you said, he's more of a big body kind of just.
No, he's like a dominant shutdown defenseman who can get you the points on the offensive end. So he's very valuable.
Yeah. Anyway. Move on from him. We're going to talk a little bit, not too much. You can't really talk much about this one, but it's a Patan extension. $750K a year with the Leafs, 2 years. You got anything to say? Maybe was it too much for the low points that he has? Because he's only got 3.4 points on the team.
I don't think it was too much, but like I don't know why they're signing all these small forwards.
That's what I was saying. I don't know why.
Like they do realize that you have John Tavares, William Nylander, Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, Kasperi Kapanen, Andreas Janssen, a bunch of small. I'm not saying small because Matthews is a big boy. He's 6'3", but it's guys that don't go out there looking to lay the body on people. Marner's small, Janssen's small, Kapanen's small, Tavares is bigger, Nylander's small. If one of these top guys get run into the boards, who's
coming to defend them?
Who's riding out? Who?
Who's riding?
Like is it Jake Muzzin? Like Jake Muzzin
could.
could.
The game I'm riding. I'm jumping the boards.
Yeah, man, I'm jumping the boards, but like Jake
we got
Muzzin,
no one, man.
He lays the body. Kadri will lay the body. He'll throw him, but you don't need a Nick Batan on this team.
No.
They're going for the whole speed thing. Well, the whole speed thing is
Only
out the
goes
window
so
when he
far.
gets drilled into the ice. Like, no. You need
We need
Matt
some
Martin.
bodies.
I've said this for the whole season. Matt Martin's who they needed.
Yeah.
What do you gotta say about that?
I don't know why they got rid of him. He was there. You know, with Matt Martin too. If you watch the games, every time someone got laid out, especially Marner or Matthews, he knew that, like them being the best on the team. This was before JT came out, wasn't it? Yeah.
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 Before.
He was out there the next shift looking for
Yeah,
that guy's
like if
head.
he wasn't on the ice, the next shift.
Yeah.
Shift after.
Babby
2
gave him the
periods
tap on
after.
the ass. Say, Matt Martin, get out there, buddy.
Awesome, man. I loved Matt Martin. He fought Zdeno Chara the other night.
Yeah, he's
a
just
beauty.
one of those guys that'll just help if he sees something happen, especially like you said, someone like Marner or Matthew. Well, Matthews, like you said, isn't too big of a boy. But Marner, especially a smaller forward, if he seen something happen, that guy he was riding.
Yo, and like him and Marner were like best friends too.
Yeah, I know him,
So-
Marner, and I'm blanking. Marlowe.
Yeah. Matthews, Marner, and Marlowe are like really close.
Yeah, they were all buddies, but it's kind
pretty
of
cool
sad
to
to
see.
see him go because he was a good guy. But yeah, he was out there every shift helping those guys, man.
Talking
Is it-
about Marlowe, he's probably not going to be back with the Leafs next year. Because I believe they signed him to a 3-year, 6 per. And he the third year on his contract, so this is the second year. The third year on his contract is a team option. And I think the Leafs are going to be trying to sign possibly a defenseman and Marner. I don't think they're going to take that $6 million cap hit. So it's going to be sad to see Marlowe go. I
Unless he
think he
just
might
says,
retire without a cup. It's a little sad.
Yeah, that's tough.
Such a
You think
such
he'll
a.
retire, or a team will pick him up for?
I mean, he's got a $6 million cap hit, and he's going to be a 40-year-old player. So
Maybe.
I don't know.
You never know.
Maybe like a bottom feeder team, like Ottawa, or maybe like Phoenix, like a young team that might want some veteran presence there, might take him.
just to kind of
Yeah,
guide him through the way. Maybe we'll see.
but
Or
that,
Toronto or he just says,
you can't. It has to be the $6 million though. Like I wish you could say, you know what? I don't want the $6 million. I want to stay in this team, and I only want you guys to pay me $1 million
that's
so
what
we
I was
can win a
gonna say,
cup.
We can't do that.
I swear you can't do that. I don't know if the NHL allows that.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if I could. All right. Anyway, that's it for hockey.
Yeah, it was a
Move
long
on to the
hockey talk, man.
Rapties.
Long hockey talk.
Big Raptors guy. Want to start us off with the Raps?
You know, that was a really fun game last night. Started at 9:30, and it ended at about 12:30. It was a late night for me. I had to make sure to stay up and watch that game. It was awesome. Serge Ibaka, former Oklahoma City Thunder, played the first 7 seasons of his career on that team, and he always is welcomed very nicely there. But before the game, it was actually Nick Collison's jersey retirement, and there was a couple of really cool videos that showed Nick Collison and Ibaka hugging before the game and all that. I always just like to see that, former teammates respecting each other.
Respect
You gotta
in general in these leagues, man.
you gotta love it, man. I mean, the thing that kills me about Ibaka is like if you're friends with him, he's like one of the most loving guys. Like, have you seen a series on YouTube, How Hungry Are You?
No, I haven't. No.
Oh my god, he gets like the Raptors players and he cooks the weirdest things. Like, I guess it's stuff he ate back in like Africa or something.
Yeah,
Because like who was it that he had over? It might have been Marc Gasol and Pau Gasol. He had over, and he cooked them pig head. It was literally pig head, and like that's not something I could ever see myself eating.
No.
But like
That's a big thing, though, man.
yeah, like
A lot of people eat that.
he's like super
Ping
nice to
pong,
the
everything,
people.
man.
I mean, they eat the ear, they eat the foot.
They eat the tongues.
Why?
I was at my uncle's house one time, bro, and they're literally cutting out this pig's tongue to eat it. I'm like, whoa.
Why?
Wow.
What appeals to you
I'll
about
just
eating
stick
a
to
tongue?
the chicken that's in the fridge.
Yeah. All right, yeah, I'll just go eat the Cheetos on the side or something. That'll be my dinner. What are you talking about? I'm not eating pig tongue.
Oh my god.
But
stick to the olives.
The olives, yeah, just stick to the pineapple on the side, the fruit tray.
I'll just go lick some salt instead. It's gross. But
Yeah, but like it's just kind of funny seeing like for the people he likes, he's like he's super nice to you and like he's just a pretty awesome dude. But if you're Marquise Chris, you're getting a 1-2 defaz, you know. That was awesome. I like to see that. But
despite Lowry not being in the lineup though, they still look pretty good.
the fact that they were able to beat OKC without Lowry was very surprising to me because the point guard matchup. Actually, let me check because I'm not exactly 100% sure who started at point guard. Was it Fred? Yeah, it was Fred that started at the point guard. So he played 40 minutes. Wow, he had 23 points. Such a beauty. Fred VanVleet, best backup point guard in the NBA by far. But it's just really surprising to me. Lowry wasn't in there. His defense is super underrated. His playmaking obviously is no one compares to him. He is, or people compare to him in the league, but no one compares to him on the Raptors. And the Raps really strived without him. Like the big performer, Pascal Siakam, 33 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists. And of course, like usual, he did it on the defensive end as well with 2 steals and a block. Like there was I don't know if it was a real thing I saw, but I saw someone say that I saw a tweet. I don't know if it was on one of those meme Instagram pages. You know those one I'm talking about? It's like always like the fake NBA. I don't believe it was fake NBA, but the guy said, I forget exactly who it was. He was like, Pascal Siakam is better now and has more of a ceiling than any player Kawhi can join in the offseason. Basically saying that if Kawhi wants to go with talent and win, it makes 0 sense to leave Toronto. And I 100% agree with that. Not even being biased, which we 100% are. We're obviously going to be a little bit biased towards Toronto because it's our team. But I really don't see why you'd want to leave Toronto. And especially when you have a young player like Pascal and you have a very good supporting cast around you, it just would be very surprising to me to see him leave.
Yeah, me too. Same thing. What did Westbrook drop in that game?
Oh, he had 42, 11, and 6. So
that's nuts.
Yeah, it actually like
I can barely drop a point when I play pickup. This guy's dropping 42. Like what?
Yeah, and it was on really efficient shooting as well, which is not a shot at Westbrook, but like this season he hasn't really been a very consistent player.
He hit half from the 3-point line.
Yeah, 5 for 10. That's abnormal for him this year. He's about 28% in the season. It might have gone up from this game. Nope, still 28. Yeah, 42% from the field.
He has to stay like that for a couple of games for it to go up.
His true shooting is 50%. A good true shooting is around 55%. And a very good true shooting is around 60%. And guys like Kawhi, guys like Pascal, those are players that have 60% true shootings. But,
What's Curry got?
Curry is like a 50, 40, 90 almost. So let me go to Golden State. I would assume he's like 62, 63, 64 true shooting.
Yeah, he's nasty on the 3.
64 true shooting. That is unreal. He's a 47% from the field, a 42% from 3, and a 91.2% from the free throw line. So he's 3% away from. He's 3% away. 91 from the free throw line.
Holy.
He's a beauty. So good. 28 points per game.
Crazy, man.
He's actually a god like Curry. So good. But
yeah,
he's close to being a part of the 50, 40, 90 club, which not many people are a part of that. I don't know if Curry's made it before. I'm sure he has. I'm sure he's made it before. But Malcolm Brogdon on the Bucks, he's out for the remainder of the regular season. Talking about the 50, 40, 90 club, he did join that club. So it's pretty cool to make that club. And, it's just impressive to see what Curry does on a daily basis. God.
But next we're going to talk about a little bit of Paul George fouled out of the game, which is kind of tough.
I think
playing
that's
overtime.
that's exactly what helped Paul George being out of the game is why the Raptors dominated the overtime.
He didn't play in overtime, obviously, which is what helped the Raps, like you said, control the overtime period, outscoring OKC 13-4 in the quarter. Not bad.
13-4. I'm used to seeing the Raptors do the opposite in overtime
15.
periods. Just totally crap the bed. Like it's nice to see for once them really do well in the final period, and I liked that they took advantage of George being out, because the fact that it even went to overtime means that OKC didn't take advantage of the fact that Larry was out. And this loss gave them their 4th straight, sending OKC to the 8th seed. And you know what that means? They would face Golden State in the first round of the playoffs. I think that'll be
crazy.
An insane first round matchup.
Yeah.
It'd be unbelievable.
That's one of those ones your main team that you watch isn't even playing, but you have to watch that game.
100%. Like, Paul George was like, a lot of people were saying he was the favorite to win the MVP for a little while, but shooting wise, he's really fallen down since the All-Star break. But he's still averaging 28 points per game, so people just need to give him a break. He's probably just going through a little bit of a rough stretch right now, but it's whatever. What you gotta say? What you can do, man? But Lowry is listed out for the game on Friday. How serious do you think this ankle injury is, and should they really play him for the rest of the regular season? Just make sure he's 100% healthy for the playoffs?
I think they should keep him off for the playoffs. I think that obviously it is pretty serious, missing quite a few games.
Lowry's a bulldog. He doesn't miss games unless he really has to.
That's what I mean. He's usually in, even if he has a little light injury. But obviously, I think they should keep him out. It kind of depends on the next couple of games how it goes. But honestly, I think that they should keep him out until the playoffs. That way, he's 100%. The boys agree. Out in the playoffs.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you there, man. It's just like Lowry's older. They didn't rest him much all year, and really feeding into this why Lowry should rest even if he is healthy is the Raps have a very easy rest of the season. And you could argue maybe to get Lowry in maybe 1 or 2 games just to try and get chemistry with everyone, because I think that might be a problem with the Raptors. But I think the first round series should be an easy win against Brooklyn. Very good team. D'Angelo Russell, Caris LeVert, Joe Harris, Jared Allen. They have a lot of really good young players on that team. Spencer Dinwiddie. But, I think that the Raptors should obviously have that easily. So, sit Kyle out. Just let him chill. Let him rest his ankle. Let him be 100%.
Yeah, if you had a tough rest to go, maybe put him in for a couple games. But like you said, they have pretty easy. We got some team lists here. You want to list the teams that we're facing up next?
You list them off, man.
All right,
you list the
OKC
teams, I'll give the
again.
records. OKC is next. I mentioned that on Friday.
Revenge, or
I think the Raptors are going to take advantage of home court advantage, or take advantage of their home court, and I think they're just going to come out strong, just own them.
Yeah, the home court advantage at Raptors is Scotiabank.
It's amazing.
Nuts. You've ever been to a Raptors game at Scotiabank? Oh my god!
I went to one this year. It was Philly Toronto. I went to
one too. It was
a really fun game.
Raptors and LeBron.
Did you actually go to that game?
Swear to God.
That's sick, man. I read that.
It's lit. Anyways, they got OKC next, and they got the Hornets, which are 31-39.
Yeah.
Next, the Bulls, 21-52.
Yeah.
Oof.
They're ass.
The Knicks, 14-58.
Oh my God.
Oh, no,
all you gotta do is laugh at that.
Bulls again, 25-52.
21-52. Oh my God. Magic are they're on the verge of, they're close to a playoff spot, so
yeah, they're coming up.
That might be a decent game.
They got the Brooklyn Nets, which is the first team out of all these that are actually positive to negative.
Yeah, the Brooklyn Nets are a team that they could be facing in the first round of the playoffs, so that might be a fun little go around there just to see what happens.
And then they got the Hornets again, and then they got Miami, 35-36. And the last game is against the Timberwolves, 32-39. So the only team out of all that are actually positive in their standings currently are Brooklyn Nets.
And OKC on Friday.
Oh yeah, but
we weren't really counting that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's an
easy
OKC. Goal. There should be no reason. Brogdon's out, Mirotic is out. There's Pau Gasol, he's not that big, but on that team, but mainly Malcolm Brogdon and Niko Mirotic. They're out for the Milwaukee Bucks, and they have a decently hard schedule. There's really no reason to me why the Raptors can't easily win. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of their last 10 games?
Yeah.
Easily. Should be wins. OKC might give them some trouble. Very good team, obviously. But I really don't see a reason why the Raps can't even win the last 10 of their games. There's really nothing holding them back. If they can't, because if they can't, then they won't have they won't have home court, which means they won't have home court against the Milwaukee Bucks in the Eastern Conference Finals is when they play, I believe. And I think, obviously, having home court, especially as you said at Scotiabank, is just huge.
Crazy.
So they really need to look at those, and they need to take all these games very seriously. You know, maybe don't rest Kawhi every other game that's been rested all year. Maybe get him in some reps, get his legs warm, and make sure he's 100% ready once the playoffs come around. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah. Hopefully.
But I was going to go to
Scotiabank Arena
MLB.
is crazy, though.
I was going to go to MLB, but we're just going to, instead of talking about that, Ichiro Suzuki did retire. Good career, but we're not going to expand on that. Huh?
Suzuki.
Nice it. I actually did want to talk about the March Madness right now. It's going on. Quick choice. Who do you got winning?
Duke.
And why do you have Duke winning? Are you just sticking with the Canadian boy RJ, or do you just love the Manimal? I know that's Kenneth Farid's nickname. Don't kill me for that. But he's almost a Manimal. Zion Williamson.
Such a beauty, bro. I love that guy.
Yeah, you think Duke takes it easily? They're heavy favorites to win the tournament.
Oh, they will. I'll put money on it right now. Anyone watching this, hit me up over the IG. I'll bet you any
Be
money
careful.
on it.
Duke has a history of choking.
No, I don't give a crap.
Okay.
They're not choking this time.
You never know. I got the Tennessee Volunteers
Zion
winning.
Williamson, don't choke. All capitals.
It's all about Duke
3
shooting.
exclamation points at the end.
It's all about Duke shooting, in my opinion. If Duke can hit their threes, they're going to win. But they're a very inconsistent shooting team from beyond the arc. My choice is the Tennessee Volunteers. Nice it. They're a great team. And their best player, in my opinion, is Admiral Schofield. He is an absolute unit. They have other players like, Jordan Bone. I believe he's a three-point shooter. He can get you the three-point shots in. He did hit a clutch shot against Kentucky. And Admiral Schofield around down the stretch against Kentucky was really good, and that was a really fun game to watch. I do have them winning. They will play Colgate tomorrow, and that's my take. I got Tennessee winning. You got Duke winning. I guess we'll see where the teams stand next pod.
Know in the comments, Sam or Cam, who are you taking with?
Who you taking, boys? Tennessee Volunteers or the Duke Blue Devils?
Duke. Everyone knows that. I'm clapping that out. Let's just talk a little bit more about Suzuki, though.
Suzuki?
Seems.
Well, he did bat .311 for his career. You know, you let us know how good Suzuki was.
.311.
So that's a .311 batting average, yeah?
Crazy. 99.29 at bats.
Okay, 9,000.
9,929. I know, I'm just being a little thing because he's retired. You got to show him. You got to make sure they hear the numbers correctly.
Yeah.
9,929 at bats with a 3,089 career hits over a 17-season career.
He was a legend. Yeah. His first season in the NBA, in the MLB, he was a 27-year-old player, and he batted .350. So the league average, I think, is around 260, 270. So he was well above that. Great player, one of the better hitters of all time, you could argue, and just an amazing player. That's all I got to say about Suzuki. Thank you for what you did. You're an MLB legend.
Yeah, enjoy your retirement. Buy a house in the Bahamas.
You deserve it.
Sit back, have a couple tequila shots, and relax, man.
All right, Sam, send us up, man.
Well, that's going to be it for the pod, boys. Hope you guys enjoyed this one.
Yeah.
Thursday night pod.
Thursday night, boys.
You guys know it's every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, so
we'll see you on
that's all
Sunday.
we gotta talk about for today. And we'll see you guys on Sunday.
Thanks for joining. Yeah.